And we're back. Let's talk about finding the perfect book for you today. We talked yesterday about five of the main genres of fiction. There are a lot more than five. There are like 12 main genres, even though some of them seem like they're kind of the same, like fable and myth and fairy tale and folk tale. Those all seem kind of the same to some people, but I cut that list down to just five that I thought you might be really interested in. But even within those five main genres, you saw that there are tons and tons of subgenres. And so we're going to get into the nitty gritty here and go to the subject box. And you can see here a long list of genres and subgenres that you might have seen in the list I gave you, and there are more in here that I didn't mention. There's science fiction. There's fantasy. Romance. What? So much romance. All right. That's one way to find a great book. Sometimes you just like to browse. When you open up Overdrive, the first books that you see are the ones that are the most popular right now, the ones that a lot of people have been checking out. There's no surprise that Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Man, and Harry Potter books, Catching Fire, Hunger Games books, there's no surprise that the ones that are the most popular, because they're awesome. Oh, have you read this book yet? Stamped. It's so good. I hope you get to read it this year. This book will change your life if you haven't read it yet. So many great books to choose from. Now let's talk about what we can tell at a glance from looking at these books. Every book has an icon in the upper right-hand corner. It's either a book, like this one is a little picture of a book, or it's headphones, like this one. I bet you know what that means. If it's a book, that means you read it with your eyeballs. If it's headphones, that means you read it with your ear holes. Ta-da! Now, once you find a book that you want to know more about, I'm going to look at the Lois Lowry Gossamer. I know that this is part of a series that I love. When I look at that book, I have a bunch of things I can do with it. I can read a sample of it. I can save it to a wish list so I can make a list of books I want to read in the future. Let's see what else we can do. Oh, I can read about it, just have a synopsis. So in case I want to know what it's about before I make a big decision, this is kind of like when you pick up a book and read the back of it to see what kind of a book it is. This helps you. It's like a menu, so you can see if you're going to think this book is delicious or not. When I find a book that I think looks delicious, I'm going to check it out. And that's just so simple. All I do is push that big purple borrow button. Whoops, I've reached my checkout limit. You're only allowed to have 2 books at a time. Let's see what books I do have. I'll do that by looking at my account. And it should take me right to my bookshelf and show me the books that I have. Oh, yep. I have Lifelike, which is a science fiction book, and The Wild Robot Escapes, which is a fantasy science fiction book. I'm all done reading Lifelike, so I'm going to return it early. I can keep books for up to 2 weeks, but I finished this one in a few days, and I don't need to keep it in my account anymore. I'm only on chapter 5 of The Wild Robot Escapes, so I need to keep that one. Once I have a book checked out, I read it by pushing this purple button. And there I have the book, and all I have to do is click on these pages to read them. That's it. Happy hunting!